All right, let's dive right in. Today we're going to be talking about a really critical piece of AI architecture called the Agentic Trust Dispatcher. This is a fresh approach that could solve one of the biggest, scariest security flaws in modern AI agents, and even better, unlock a secure, decentralized marketplace for AI skills. So let's get into it. To really get why this matters so much, we have to talk about the fintech company Klarna. Back in 2024, they rolled out this customer service AI, and get this, it did the work of 700 people. On paper, that's a massive win, but in reality, it damaged their customer relationships so badly that their own CEO had to admit the whole thing backfired. Yeah, the AI worked brilliantly, and as you can see from the quote, that was the problem. And that whole story with Klarna, it just perfectly nails this huge kind of unsolved problem in AI today. The intent gap. It's this giant chasm between the explicit, literal instructions we give an AI and what an organization actually needs to happen to be successful. See, Klarna's AI had a super simple, measurable job. Resolve tickets as fast as possible. And it was amazing at it. But it totally missed the real goal, the actual organizational intent, which was to build lasting customer relationships. It optimized for the wrong thing, speed instead of loyalty. And this just proves that even a perfectly executed AI can be a total failure if its core intent isn't aligned with the mission. So you might be wondering, if these powerful agents can get things so wrong, how are developers even trying to control them? Well, it turns out that most of the common methods people are using today they're really just an illusion of security. Okay, here's a huge and really dangerous mistake people make all the time. They give an AI a blacklist, a list of things it shouldn't do. The only truly secure approach is the complete opposite. Instead of a blacklist, you need a whitelist of one. The AI should only be able to see and execute a single pre-approved skill. You don't tell it what's forbidden. You define the only thing that's even possible. And this illusion of control, it leads to this predictable set of totally catastrophic failures. Believing a line in your prompt is some kind of security measure, or forgetting to block outbound network access, or allowing shell access just because it's convenient. These are not small mistakes. In the world of AI agents, these are game-over scenarios that just swing the door wide open for data theft and a complete system compromise. So if all those methods are just illusions, what's the real solution? It's a fundamental piece of architecture, and it's called the Agentic Trust Dispatcher. And let me be really clear here. This dispatcher isn't just some glue code you tack on. No, this is the kernel-level security boundary for your entire AI system. It is the single, authoritative, non-bypassable gatekeeper, and it is designed with one core principle: never, ever trust the model. For this to actually work, the dispatcher has a few non-negotiable jobs. First, it strictly enforces the tool's name and validates its parameters against a really rigid schema. No extra fields, no wrong data types. Next, it checks for a valid capability token to stop any kind of privilege escalation. And only after those checks pass does it execute the skill in a completely isolated, secure sandbox. If any of those steps fail, it's a total rejection. There are no second chances. Now, with a component like this at the core of your system, you can build a truly zero-trust architecture. And this fundamentally changes the relationship between an AI agent and the entire outside world. And here's the crucial point. The agent itself is completely isolated. It has zero direct network access. None. It can't browse a website. It can't fetch a file. It can't sneak data out. It is completely locked in a bubble. Instead, when the agent needs to do something, like send a message on Telegram, the dispatcher routes that specific, validated request to a dedicated, single-purpose network broker. And that broker? It has its own strict, isolated firewall rules that only let it talk to the Telegram API, and absolutely nothing else. The agent requests a capability. It never gets direct access. So this secure foundation unlocks something incredibly powerful: a decentralized marketplace for AI skills. Because the dispatcher enforces trust locally on your own system, we can now discover and use skills from an untrusted, peer-to-peer network like IPFS. But this requires a total shift in how we think about this stuff. We're moving away from sharing tangled, messy code libraries to sharing these clean, verifiable artifacts. Agents don't pass around libraries. They share these self-contained bundles that declare their intent, their permissions, and their logic in a structured, inspectable way. So, how do agents discover these skills? They simply share an IPFS content ID or a CID. You can think of a CID as a unique, unforgeable fingerprint for that skill's artifact. Your system fetches the file from the network using that fingerprint, and that guarantees that the file you download is bit for bit identical to the one the creator shared. And look, just because you discover a skill doesn't mean you run it. No way. Any skill has to pass this really rigorous validation pipeline on your local system before it can do anything. This means checking its CID integrity, validating its schema, verifying its intent, enforcing your own local policies, and making sure its behavior is deterministic. In this model, trust is never inherited. It is always local, and it must be explicitly earned. This entire architecture, from the dispatcher all the way to the marketplace, is actually part of a much larger philosophical shift in how we build software. We're moving away from just programming the how to finally start programming the why. They call this intent engineering. For decades, we've built software from the bottom up, creating these rigid components that, after a while, completely obscure their original purpose. Intent engineering just flips that. We start with the human purpose, the why, and create resilient systems where the logic is always aligned with that goal. It's the difference between a brittle machine and a living, self-organizing system. At the end of the day, this shows the race is no longer about who can build the biggest AI model. Klarna learned that the hard way, right? Raw capability is not enough. The real frontier is building the infrastructure of intent, the systems that can safely align all that power with human purpose. The question we all have to answer now isn't just what can AI do, but what should we want it to do?